Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mori Crossing and today we're doing another Harry Potter speed build. We're doing the graveyard from Godricks Hollow, basically where Harry's parents are buried, and also I'm going to be doing a little extra build in the background of it, which is going to be Harry's destroyed house, basically in Godricks Hollow. Behind that I will be doing more of Godricks Hollow, but I haven't done that yet. It's just the graveyard bit in this speed build. Let's get started. So I laid out these custom designs where I wanted to put the outline of the graveyard. I'm using the iron, what is this called? The stone iron fence? This thing. I think a lot of people have used this for their graveyards. I think it looks very iconic, very gothic, which a lot of at least British graveyards and, well, usually graveyards in the UK are in churches or churchyards. So yeah, that was the look I was going for. And I thought, even though this isn't really what you would usually see in a churchyard, you don't really have a, I don't know, stone entrance, I just thought it made it look a little bit more interesting, a little bit more complete. Basically this area is just off from London, my little London area of my island, like Muggle London. If you don't know, Godricks Hollow is where Harry grew up. Well, for the first year of his life, that's where his parents lived. It's kind of a Muggle / magical village. A lot of magical people live there. And so a lot of magical people were buried here, including his parents, and also, if you get into the later books, the Pebble brothers are buried here. I won't say too many spoilers about them, but yeah, they are significant in the later books. And that's actually when he first goes to Godricks Hollow, is in the last book with Hermione, and not so good things actually happen there. So I wanted to just make it a sort of like overrun, crowded maybe is a better word, graveyard area, which, like a lot of graveyards in the UK, you kind of have a lot of really old graves mixed with new graves, and I wanted to just make it look a bit old. And Marshall comes over and sells me a sturdy sewing box. Thank you, Marshall. Very kind of you. So yeah, basically that's the kind of look I'm going for, a sort of UK graveyard as much as I can. And because this is on the beach, there's not much height I could give. I would like to put more trees and things like that in this area, but I just put the roots down that I've used for the Whomping Willow. I'll link that speed build here if you want to see what I did there. But yeah, basically a lot of flowers to give it height, a lot of kind of like rock items, gates and things. Basically I'm kind of struggling as to what to do on the beach on like most of my island. I already have done like Shell Cottage, which is basically the only thing. That, and I've already done the, what's it called? The Hut on the Rock from the first movie when they're running away from all the letters. They're the only bits in Harry Potter that really have beaches. That, and I guess Azkaban is in the middle of nowhere. I've done that as well. I guess the next thing I could do is the sort of, what's it called? The cave where Dumbledore goes with Harry in the 6th book? Yeah, maybe I'll do that on some of the rocks at some point. Anyway, back to the build. Yeah, so I decided to put lots of rocks down. I put a pumpkin there just as sort of like weed. I'll keep plucking the pumpkin whenever it grows for the final DA. And I'm just trying to cover up those like harsh edges with items like the graves and the, what's it called, wheelbarrow. You can see the harsh edges, and I really don't like the look of that. But yeah, I like the look of the mud, and I just keep adding a lot of weeds and a lot of custom designs to make it look as if it's not really sand. But yeah, I just knew that a graveyard wouldn't need that many trees and it wouldn't really need terraforming, so yeah, that's why I put it on the beach. And this kind of area, I think I'm going to go into Hogsmeade behind it, the village, the magical village, very small amount of it. And then behind that, I think I'm going to be doing Malfoy Manor. I'm looking forward to that build, and I'll be doing the interior of that as well. I'm not sure how much of that house I'm going to do, but we'll see. So yeah, just adding more graves. Or Western style stones, is this known in this game? Oh, and I added this big Valiant statue. And the reason I did that is because in the books there's a sort of magical thing that happens. I'm not sure if it's at the graves or at his house. I can't remember now. But I put it in this area. Basically, it's a sort of like hope statue of like a memorial of Harry's parents and things like that magically appears only to people who are magic, basically. I don't think it happens in the films. But anyway, that's what that statue is there for. And it also, again, it gives more height to the build. And I decided to use kind of purple and green and white flowers. I'm not sure if I'm going to take out the purple flowers. The purple kind of just gave me a sort of, again, gothic vibe, which I thought worked well with the graveyard. But and I like the colours, but it is a bit too colourful maybe. Maybe I'll change it later, we'll see. But black flowers looks too drab for me. It was all just, I don't know, colours are so important, you know? And I'm not the best at colours, I try my best. I decided to do the sort of squares there because, again, I wanted it to look kind of overrun, like there used to be a path there, but without putting the same kind of mud path again, because I just wanted to change it up a little bit. And just adding more practical things like the water and the hose, you know, for when someone cleans the graveyard, I don't know. And up here I put the kind of, they're not called sandstones, but the Japanese stones here, just to make them look almost like a sort of old grave. I know it has Japanese writing on them, but like it's sort of more run down than the other graves again, just to sort of have different time periods. Again, in British graveyards you'll have very old graves next to new ones. And again, adding more weeds, as I always do, to all the areas because of the snow. I just really want to make it look kind of grassy, so there's a lot of weeds all over my island. And I decided I was going to put more of these leaves down, but keeping it green so that it kept not being too busy. Yeah, I did look at my island when it was in spring, when I accidentally went too far forward in time. And I'm not sure what I want to put my DA in anymore, but I've done this island all in winter, so I think my first DA will be in winter. But my idea after the end of this, like making this island, is to reset the island so that I permanently have the DA of my Harry Potter island. But I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in this winter state or if I'm going to edit certain parts and put it in spring or summer. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Anyway, I've got to finish the island first, so first things first, let's do that. I was just building this little section between the London area, just so that you can't get through. You have to go through the graveyard area. So yeah, just kind of like abandoned / kind of just random stuff placed around this area, just to transition from sort of town, city to town, or village, I guess. I think Godricks Hollow is a village, I'm not sure. And back here is where I decided to do the Potter's house. In the books, and I think in the film, basically the house is left as a sort of memorial, and because it's magically damaged, I think that they can't repair it or something. Anyway, they keep the damaged house as a sort of place for people to to visit. And yeah, it's basically this sort of half blown apart house, so I decided to just make it here so it has lots of different levels and isn't very put together, so it looks similar to the other houses I've made, but just a bit more dilapidated. I don't think it should look as abandoned as I probably made it look, but with the limited resources I have in Animal Crossing, this is how I decided to represent it. It actually first came about when I was trying to build some houses earlier and I didn't have enough simple panels, and I left one simple panel like this, and I was like, oh wait, this looks like a broken house, and that was what I wanted to do for the potter's house. And so yeah, it kind of just organically happened by accident. As with a lot of my builds, I usually don't use that many references because I haven't seen that many Harry Potter islands. There's some really good ones out there, but yeah, I generally like to do things my own way and by accident a lot of the time. So yeah, this is that, and I decided to add the construction sign warning people not to come in and some tires and sort of like some rubbish items. Again, I'm not sure, it's just, you know, you've got to make compromises in Animal Crossing. You can't make things look exactly as they are. Perspective builds have always been such a fun thing for me to do, so yeah, adding one to this build was definitely a lot of fun. And now I'm just adding bits and pieces, just trying to wrap it up here, and let's see the final build. Here we go. So this small part with the well, just walking into this wall as I always do, and yeah, I really like how it turned out. I think it looks very busy, which is always my style in Animal Crossing. I can't leave like a stone unturned, that's not what I mean, a patch unadded to? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this thing is, what do I put on my pier? I have no ideas. I could put more graves, but it's kind of a weird thing to put there. Do you guys have any ideas? I could put another like kind of little house, which could be the cottage they go to see Batilda Bagshot, which is what they do in the 6th book. But yeah, please let me know down in the comments below. I really like this part of the build the best, I think. I always like things that are 3D and tall. Thank you so much for watching my little video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that like button. And if you want to see more content by me, why not hit that subscribe button? We'd love to have you along for the journey. And lastly, thank you so much to all my members. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to help support my channel and keep me posting more regularly, hit that join button and you can see all the perks you get for being a member. Here are my golden tea leaves, which is one of the perks. Thank you so much everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!